what's up, you guys? Welcome to the Mango Grove. My name is Krisha, and this is today's Cardano analysis video. Now I have Sean with me today. Sean, say hi.
Good morning, guys. Krisha, a lot of people have been waiting for this one. What took you so long?
It got really tiring yesterday. I mean, we did a Ethereum video, then we did a live stream. And in fact, speaking of the live stream, we will be doing another live stream today. I think right after this video, correct, Sean?
Yep.
So yeah, a lot of people had a lot of fun, and we did too. So we figured, hey, why not do one more? So if you catch this one, then make sure to catch the live stream. However, now in that vein, I want to keep this one short. Okay. So the way we'll be dissecting this one is we're first going to start off with the Mango dashboard, and then we'll be dissecting the Cardano USD chart, okay, as well as the Cardano BTC chart. That way you get a nice holistic view on what Cardano is up to. Ready to do this, Sean?
Yes, sir. Let's go.
Okay, perfect. So I'm going to first pan on over to the Mango dashboard, which can be found on app.mangoresearch.co. That is app.mangoresearch.co. This also has a free version where you have access to 25 different pairs, so you can just go ahead and, play around with all of those things. But yeah, that's where you can find it. So here we are, Mango dashboard. I'm currently on that weekly time frame. Okay, I'm going to quickly go ahead and we'll filter out Cardano for you guys. So Cardano USDT on the weekly is long. Okay, now this long trend change came in 43 days ago, and if you took a trade based on this, you are currently up 45.97%. Very nice, a very nice big chunky move. Cardano BTC flipped short. Okay, so once again, a nice interesting picture. This short trend change came in 70 days ago. Okay, since then you are up 3.78%. Now, I don't know about you, Sean, but this is giving me a signal that things might be changing here.
Well, if Cardano BTC is still short, but then again, it's a weekly time frame, it's telling you that for the bigger picture, for the higher time frames, Bitcoin at the moment is still outperforming. The trend, rather, is still towards the upside. The thing we want to look for, right? This is, and I get this question a lot. How do we use the multiple time frames on the dashboard, Sean? Like, how do you consolidate the different signals? So this is a really good example. Cardano BTC on the weekly time frame is still giving us that short signal. Now, what we want to see is on the 4-hour, the 12-hour, Cardano BTC start flipping long. This starts telling you that, hey, the trend momentum for Cardano BTC, or rather, Cardano is beginning to start outperforming even on the lower time frames and spilling on over to the mid time frames. And eventually, you can look for that higher time frame outperformance too, which gives you those big wins, right? But for now, what the dashboard is saying is that, hey, the weekly Bitcoin is still trending higher or stronger than Cardano.
Exactamundo. So now let's go ahead and dissect the chart and see what, price action is telling us, because that is the number one indicator. So here we are, Cardano USDT. Sean, I have it open on the monthly time frame because, we also closed a monthly candle for Cardano. So we'll be dissecting the monthly and then kind of drilling down from there. Okay, so we're first going to start off with, our high-level horizontals. For those of you who've been with Mango for some time, you guys know the drill. All right, so now I have one region of support. The most immediate support that I'm currently looking at, Sean, is coming in at around 14 cents.
Yep, I'm looking at that one too.
Okay, and we cleared that. I mean, so in fact, we cleared this in November. And honestly, if I have to look at this Cardano USDT chart on the monthly, we're kind of clear. At this point, it's just ATH that I'm looking for.
Yeah, we have a double confirmation there, Krisha. Yeah. We've not only come retest that level and putting in a really strong candle after that with that buyback dipping into that major structure. So this monthly chart, Krisha, is phenomenal.
Yeah,
it's phenomenal, right? If you just go down a little bit, like 3 months ago, and you put in a horizontal line at around 9 cents.
Let's do that. 9 cents. Okay.
And you can see how generous Cardano was, right? We essentially broke that structure, came and retested. You could call that an Adam and Eve. Now, again, you're the pattern queen, so I'll leave that to you. But it came and retested that structure 2 months, and then look at the response right after that.
And it's beautiful. And Sean is right, okay, when he says that it's been generous. It has, because after every break, okay, of a massive sort of structure, even a break of a point of resistance. So we've had a clean break, okay, but also we've had a clean retest. So we broke here when we broke 9 cents. We got up to the next range, but we also had a very, very clean retest of the 9-cent region once again. Once again, here in the month of November, we broke this 14-cent region only to get another retest. Sean, are you seeing that?
Yep.
Right, so we
This
got...
is trending, Krisha, on the monthly time frame. We have a higher low, higher low, higher high, higher high now, right? We've just broken the previous the month of July's high, like, very convincingly, and we are now set to look for a higher low, and that could come in much higher than even perhaps I'll be looking as low as 18 cents, nothing lower than that, because we've already tested 15 to 14 twice now.
Yeah, so I think in terms of like underlining support, I want to kind of now drill down to some of our lower time frames. So let's get onto the weekly, because we also closed a weekly time frame, right? A weekly candle. So the weekly candle, and you can see how you know, these lines of support actually sort of they can be used on those lower time frames as well. They apply on those lower time frames as well. Now, just take that 14-cent region. If you just go ahead and mark a line there, you'll notice how Cardano, we broke up. Okay, we closed just above, and we held it as support until we found continuation.
Yep.
Right? And this is looking freaking phenomenal. And that's why a lot of people, I know people have been eyeing Cardano. Everyone's been asking about Cardano. And guys, it's looking good. Like, I honestly don't have anything. I think that this could very well move up to, well, all-time highs. However, the next point of resistance that I am looking at right now is coming in at 23 cents. What do you have, Sean?
Exactly that level too. So in the live stream yesterday, and again, guys, I urge you all to join the live stream today as well, because it ends up being a lot more educational, because we have more time to spend with you guys and answer questions, right? Not calls, but educational questions on how to read the charts and protect yourself. So people were asking about Cardano a lot, and we touched on this twice, or maybe 3 times. We talked about how that structure around 28th May 2018, Krisha, looked a lot like the same level that Ethereum had broken just yesterday or 2 days ago, right? And we had basically deduced that, hey, Cardano's sitting or lagging a little bit behind, but if it does get the same break, it's going to be pretty pivotal, and we will see a bigger move. So going back on over to that level, Krisha, at around 22 cents, we specifically looked for something, right? We said, all right, cool. Cardano hasn't broken that just yet. But that doesn't mean that we get bearish over here because it's sitting against resistance. As trend traders, we play with the momentum. And we talked about how if we drill down on over to the 4-hour, we'd be looking for something very specific. Higher lows, higher lows, higher lows against that 22-cent range. Essentially looking for either a ascending triangle or a symmetrical triangle, for those of you who like patterns. And look at that, Krisha. These 4 candles are now being put in place, the bullish like consolidation. And now, if you're a Cardano fan and you're bullish on Cardano, this is what you'd be looking for to build that position if you're not in position just yet, right?
Yeah.
Do we have to be right on this? No. If we break down, we can just get out of it and try again or try on another asset. But this is exactly how you hypothesize and you foresee a scenario and you plan for the scenario, and if the scenario doesn't work out, you just get out. But so far, this is what we talked about yesterday. High lows going into that major resistance at 22 cents. If you built a position there based on our live stream yesterday, good on you. You can manage it very easily now. You're probably in the green with that major dip to 19 cents. That was a good buy opportunity. If, Krisha, we start closing even 2 candles above 22 cents, I think we're taking out the high at around 24. And next level will be probably, what's your next level, Krisha?
Oh.
Do we even have one?
No.
I would say 35 cents. 35 cents.
I don't know. Let me kind of look at this, because the thing is that right now, if you kind of just look at Cardano, okay, the next level that I actually see on my chart is honestly all-time high, and I feel like it is going to be a volatile range. It is going to be a volatile range. It's not just going to, sort of trudge up. I'm looking for more of an explosive move as soon as it does take out that 22, 23 cent region. So I'm looking, essentially what I personally am looking for on this chart is at the very least 12-hour candle body closes over that 23 cent region.
Okay, that's fair. And I think if we get that move, whether you love Cardano or hate Cardano, the charts are saying at least a 45% move to around 35 cents, guys.
Yeah.
So that's
it's going to be an Ethereum-like, it's going to be an Ethereum-like move, I feel.
Yep.
I
want to touch on something. In the live stream yesterday, somebody said very jokingly, imagine if Cardano gets to $1. And guys, this is a bull market. I want you guys to, dream a little, but do it within reason. In yesterday's Ethereum video, we talked about, or we postulated a scenario, right? A reasonable scenario where Ethereum could get to $5,000. We used Bitcoin as a bench and said, hey, if Bitcoin gets to around 50,000, perhaps 100,000, and Ethereum gets to a certain ratio on its Bitcoin pairing, perhaps Ethereum may actually get to those numbers of around 5,000 to 7,000, perhaps 10,000, right? So you shouldn't let those possibilities be dismissed too quickly in your head, because people will tend to do that considering we've been in such a long bear market, right? Those scars stay with you. With that, Kusha, let's go on over to the Bitcoin chart, right?
Yeah. Also, before we sort of move over, I want everyone to understand, so now I keep sort of, talking about this, it's this chart here, the Cardano USDT chart, okay? The USDT chart predominantly that really tells you whether something is in a bull market or not. All right, and that's something you need to keep in mind. It is this chart right here that's telling us that Cardano is currently in a bull market. Period. It's done. It's been settled. Okay, so now let's move on over to Cardano BTC, because this chart now is essentially going to tell us whether Cardano is outperforming Bitcoin or is about to outperform Bitcoin. Okay.
And Krisha, you have a really good point over there, because I'm hearing from some of the Mango members that other YouTubers are telling them that so-and-so asset is in a bear market because it's underperforming against Bitcoin. And that's fair to say that so-and-so asset's underperforming against Bitcoin, right? I say that all the time too. I completely agree that most altcoins are, in fact, probably all of them are underperforming against Bitcoin. But to make the bold claim that, hey, this is in a bear market, I think that's a little bit it's you not understanding, having a holistic view of what's going on in the market. You can't compare one bullish asset to another bullish asset, right? It's just not fair to do. Bitcoin's been pretty much parabolic on the mid time frames, and expecting every asset to outperform Bitcoin, just ask yourself, is that reasonable? Every asset has their time, so think about that, guys.
Yeah. That's some. I don't understand why people would even say something like that. Other YouTubers, it's just irresponsible. It's like they're not thinking. There's no reflection added in that. But anyways, now coming back to Cardano BTC, Sean, I currently have this open on the monthly time frame, because I feel like as far as a certain cryptocurrency compared to Bitcoin is considered, like if you're really looking to see if there is a change in trend, I think honestly the best time frame to be looking at is going to be those high time frames.
Yep.
Okay. Correct me if I'm wrong, if you have a different sort of thought process to this.
No, you're completely right. You're always going to be safer too. The higher the time frame you set your bar at, the safer you're going to be, right? And it gives you a more holistic view too, a more macro view of what's going on. And you can see that just looking at the monthly, that Cardano has been underperforming against Bitcoin ever since 2017, right? It had that massive push. Had a massive push all the way up to, let's use the monthly candle close at around 0.00006 thousand-ish Satoshi. But ever since then, it's failed to keep that going. It's been putting in low highs.
Yeah.
But this is where it gets interesting, Kusha. Look at that structure, those months that we put in between August 2019 all the way to Aprilish or May 2020,
Yeah.
where we set in a nice rounded, or you could say flat bottom, right?
Yes.
Just from a macro view on the monthly, I'm gonna venture that if you drill down onto the weekly, this was more of an Adam and Eve. I think that's the one we played. Yes, this was the big win we caught. Yes, on Cardano. Yes, yes.
We made bank
So,
on Cardano last summer.
Yeah. So this structure over here set in that low. All right, cool. So Cardano did that. Great. We had a nice little run within this lower high trend leg, right? It was still a lower high trend leg compared to the high that we put in 2019. All right, cool. But this is where it gets really interesting. Now we have a chance to put in a higher low against that structure of 580 Satoshi. Krisha.
Yes.
We have come in and defended that. We've held what 1, 2, 3 candles against that.
Yeah.
Yes, we dipped a little bit lower into it, but we closed above
it. That's right.
Yep.
So I currently have it marked out as a horizontal on my chart. That way, people have a good sort of visual on that. So essentially what we're looking at is this region right here, this region of resistance back then, okay, then turns support. And I want you guys to notice how price actually held that as support. 580 to that 600 sat region. Okay, price held it as support all this time. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4 months now. 4 months of holding it as support, and I think that is that's kind of very, very strong. That is extremely strong. So honestly, I'm looking at this monthly chart right now, Sean, and the overhead resistance that I see on this one is actually coming in at 907 sats. That is so. Right now, we're currently kind of squeezed in that range, and until we break out of that. I think Cardano still has some way to go before it actually gives us signs of wanting to outperform Bitcoin.
Yeah, because as much as we may dream or hope for this to do that so that we can capture those big wins and collect more Bitcoin, we got to be realistic too, right? And you can't get ahead of ourselves. This could still put in a lower low.
Yeah.
So, Krisha, what I'd be looking for is that level that you just mentioned, that 907 level, right?
Yeah.
Let's round it up to around 950-ish to be safe.
Okay.
If we can start closing monthly candles over there, that would be step one. Okay?
Yeah.
Monthly candles. So guys, you got to be patient, all right? Bull runs happen over a cycle, so you got to be patient. If we can close monthly candles above that 950-ish level, I would then be gunning for step 2, which is taking out that high of this run in the 2020 summer. Right, okay, July 2020, right? That high is coming in at around 1,600 Satoshis, right? Somewhere around there.
Yeah.
If we take out that high, Krisha, we would have then set in a higher high and a higher low, and we'd be trending against Bitcoin for the first time in 3 to 4 years on the monthly time frame. That's a monthly uptrend against Bitcoin. Then we can really start dreaming, guys. And now those $1 targets that you talked about in yesterday's stream, perhaps even higher. Let's go ahead and look at the candle closes. Let's say Bitcoin even gets to around the previous monthly high candle close of 2017, coming in at around 5,550 Satoshi, right? Let's say Cardano gets to that Bitcoin level, and let's say Bitcoin's sitting at around $50,000. If Bitcoin's sitting at $50,000 and Cardano is sitting at around 5,500 Satoshi, that would put Cardano at around $2.50, right?
Yeah.
And now suddenly that, and these two scenarios aren't unreasonable to think about, right? Because Bitcoin is already at around $35,000. It could get to 50,000. If all of you guys are bullish on the altcoin markets and looking for that altcoin rally, and we actually start seeing altcoins outperform on the Bitcoin chart, we could be getting to all-time highs at the very least, right? Not making new highs. We'll talk about that later. But if we even get to all-time highs on the Bitcoin pairing, with Bitcoin sitting at $50,000, Cardano could very well get to $2.50, perhaps $3 if you're looking at the lower time frames, right?
Yeah.
So again, guys, we are not there yet, but what I'm talking about over here is beginning to plan for those scenarios, and so that you're emotionally in sync with the market. And that is one of the biggest things traders struggle with. Nobody else talks about that, right? They only talk about, oh, big pumps, big dumps. But how can you as a trader take advantage of that volatility? By emotionally, psychologically preparing for every scenario on that flow chart that you guys need to prepare for.
Yeah. So it's all going to boil down to planning and really, almost understanding and forecasting moves like this. And to do that, you need to have things like your levels in place. That way, when the time arises, you are prepared.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And yeah, I mean, so Bitcoin, I still feel that Cardano still has some way to go to for it to outperform Bitcoin. So right now, you guys know the level that we're looking at. We're looking at Cardano really living over that 944 sat region at the very least for us to actually get those initial signs. The proper confirmation is going to be given to us at around that 15, you said 1500 sats?
Around 1600 Satoshi.
1600, okay. Yeah. So 1600.
You could wait, guys, for even a weekly candle close above there for your confirmation. You don't need the monthly, considering it is an altcoin.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, so as far as Cardano USDT goes, honestly, man, I think we're heading for ATH right now.
Yep.
We may get those pullbacks into support. At the very least, I'll be looking for a support to hold. Now, going back onto Cardano USDT, just to give you a quick sort of overview on the levels that we were looking at the very least, I want, would say that 14-cent region to hold. But the critical resistance overhead that is going to cue us on a continuation of this trend is going to be at 22 cents. We break 22 cents. I'm looking for 12-hour candle body closes over 22 cents. I'm saying that this is likely going to have continuation.
Yes. 35 cents, Kusha, is my target if we do break that.
Damn.
As our first level. So yeah, I'm looking at the Binance chart though. I'm not sure, guys, if there's a chart with more history. Let us know in the comments down below if it's just Binance. Kusha did inform me that Binance would be the best one to look at. So let me know what you guys think.
Yes, sirree. Okay, now with this, any other final notes, Sean?
Nope. That's pretty much it.
Yeah, so guys, don't forget to join the live stream. So we will be going live after this video. So yeah, tune in and let's have some fun. We'll be dissecting altcoins, Bitcoin, everything.
Everything. See you guys there.
See
and
ya.
some good music too. Really good music.
Yes, sirree. All right, so trade safely, trade stress-free, trade the mango way, trade the easy way. Ciao, guys.
Ciao.